Barns have been painted since the beginning of time, but advertising on barns started in the early 1900s. The most prolific, mail pouch tobacco. Well over 20,000 barns were painted with the familiar logo, scattered over 13 states from Michigan to Missouri, across Ohio, Pennsylvania, and into New York. That era of barn art came to an end in 1969, but those remaining were designated as national landmarks, so there are still many painted barns in various states of repair scattered across the eastern hillsides. In the 21st century, there's a new guy in town.
Yeah, well, most people when they're driving down the road, you know, they might just see an old barn like this, but when I'm driving by, you know, I kind of look at it like a canvas, because that's something for me. This is what I do. I can put a different logo or something on there. And so when I see it, I'll think, you know, will this work there? Would that work there? That'd be neat if I would get the opportunity to paint on that barn. And that happens all the time when I'm traveling. So it's just something, when you're doing that, that's something that you see. I just wanted to see how big I could draw something out, because I was always able to do small signs, and even painted the football field at the high school where I was from, and thought, well, how big can I do it? And my dad was kind enough to let me put a logo in his barn, and thought, what am I going to put up there? And so around here, High State Buckeyes are pretty big, so I painted that logo on the barn. And it turned out pretty well. My grandfather took a picture of it. I didn't know he was doing this. He took it to the local newspaper. They liked it well enough to put on the front page. And the week it was in circulation, the Ohio Bicentennial Commission, which was just kind of forming and coming together back in '97, a lady was in the area and happened to see that on someone's desk while doing some other business, and thought, wow, that'd be great to help get us started and promoted. And took it back to Columbus and showed it to them, and they called me in there, and next thing you know, I had a contract to do one barn in every county in the state of Ohio.
88 counties, one barn each. It took him 4 years to finish the job. The idea was such a success, all sorts of posters and other products were made. Even several books were published on the barns he painted. In this county, he had to paint 2 barns, since one was destroyed by a tornado when he took a break for the evening because of an approaching storm. With a little twist of luck, Scott Hagan is in business as a barn artist, complete with a self-promotion on Interstate 70. His current project, 20 quilt patterns in Monroe County.
There was a barn I painted the other day that I always drove by and think that would be neat if I would get an opportunity to paint something on there. And it just happened to turn out that I got the chance. I painted a quilt square on there, and with the project that we're doing in this county, it happened to work out where, you know, I got a chance to paint on that barn, and my dad drives by it every day going to work, and a lot of, you know, friends and stuff that goes around, and it's kind of nice to be able to work locally too. The 20 quilt patterns or quilt squares that I'm doing will all come together to make one pattern. So the idea is for folks to come around and take the pictures of them, and there's a lot of quilters out there that looking for things to do. So they'll do that, take a picture, and then they'll take all the patterns and put them together and make a big quilt. And the other idea is, you know, to bring people in outside of the county to kind of tour the county and see what we have to offer. But we need to get the 4th one out of the way, and before we can get the 20th out of the way. Yeah, the mail pouch is something that I kind of have a little history with, because when I got hired to do the bicentennial work, I thought who better to talk to than a guy that had done, they estimate, over 20,000 paintings and repaints over the years, and he actually is sort of a neighbor to me. So I called him up, and he seemed kind enough to tell me to come on over, and he kind of showed me the way that they had done it, because I was just doing the work simply off of a ladder, and I knew doing all these barns I needed a little better system. So he showed me the way they did it, which was a rope and pulley system. He was really instrumental in helping me as far as getting up on the barn. I was kind of already doing the work already, but to get a chance to meet a guy like that with so much history was a big, opportunity for me personally. Something about it, I really enjoy the calmness of it all. Now, a lot of times I'm right next to the road and it's not so quiet. But the last few jobs I've been doing is listen to the birds and the different sounds of nature. For some reason, it's a lot of fun to me. I mean, sometimes when it starts raining and it washes your work away, you get a little frustrated then. But I try my best not to complain, because I'd rather be doing this than clocking in somewhere and working 8 hours and having someone watch every move you make. Now you're just wondering, and it's going through your mind, is this the right barn? Yeah, the way I understand, there's an average of 3 barns. I'm not sure if it's a day or per week that gets torn down. It's really sad to see. So hopefully doing some of this barn painting will help inspire some of the owners to keep theirs up or repair theirs in the best way they can. Because barns are a lot of Ohio, a big part of Ohio's history, and tearing down history. But at the same time, it's just not practical for a lot of owners to invest a lot of money in a barn that they're not really going to use. Order, send, sign my name. I'm just going to put which number in the order, send, sign my name. So many barns to paint, so little time.